Hello. We have a couple beer reviews to do tonight. Um, yeah. So this is a newer style, I guess. I think I've had a couple of these in this style already, and all right. Um, this is from Boxing Rock in Shelburne, Nova Scotia, here in Nova Scotia. This is their Fusion Cold IPA, 6.5% alcohol by volume. What is a cold IPA, in case you are not quite familiar? Um, it's something that is brewed as an ale at ale strength that is designed to really emphasize the hops, especially the flavor when it comes to the hops. So generally, they're going to use like a lighter malt base than like a crystal malt or something along those lines. They're going to use more like a pilsner malt, uh, corn, rice, something else in the malt, in the grain bill itself, um, to get a bit of a lighter appearance and to lighten the body. Um, and they are going to brew it with lager yeast, but they're going to brew it at ale temperatures. And this is designed to smooth out pretty much everything but the hops flavor itself and make the hops more in the forefront. So, kind of think of it as like uh, an India session lager when it comes to like the hop flavors and sort of the body, but it still retains like alcohol of like a regular IPA, something along those lines. So the flavors that are there are going to be more intense. It's just, um, it's taking that kind of idea of like putting the hops really forward, much like an India session lager or an India session ale will do as well. Like, oh, we got such a light body, we've got to really brace up the hops. Here they're bracing up the hops, lightening the body a little bit, and maintaining the alcohol, the strength. So that's kind of how I understand it to be. Uh, I'm no expert on this shit, so take it with a grain of salt. Let's see what we think of this one. Oh yeah, see, so you can see like even on the camera where it makes it a little bit darker, you can tell that's noticeably lighter than what a typical IPA is going to look like. Um, if you're, well familiar with IPAs, generally it's going to be or more orange, more dark. Here it looks kind of orangey copper on the camera, and I can tell you in person, it's just like straight up lager color, like pale lager color, golden straw. Um, so you can tell they've used a lighter malt here. I don't even think they say on the can what they've done. What have you done, Boxing Rock? No, and I couldn't find this on their website, so I think it's just like a little seasonal thing they kind of do. So it sells out real quick, apparently, and I guess they just don't bother updating their website with it. I don't know. Aroma. It's a really tropical on the citric side of things kind of aroma here. Kind of like mandarin. Maybe like a kind of a mango undercurrent to it as well, but mostly kind of like a mandarin orange kind of smell. Um, Not much in the way of malt, and like I was saying, they're using a paler malt here, so it's really not going to come up in the aroma as much. So I'm pretty much just straight up getting pure hop aroma there, and it's mandarin essentially, mandarin orange, which smells good. I like that. Let's go right to the taste. Cheers. There's a good dry bitterness to it. Flavor's not big, but it is really focusing on that that sort of mandarin orange thing. A real like starts off with a nice little bit of a mandarin orange taste, becomes more of a dry bitterness that echoes like a orange pith kind of thing. You know, the skin between the orange peel and the actual flesh of the orange. So you're getting that kind of bitterness there. It's very one-dimensional. There's not a lot going on. Kind of disappointing, honestly. You think there'd be a bit more different hop flavors coming out here. Maybe my palate's off tonight, but I'm really not detecting them. And I've got this fairly cellar temperature, basically, so I should be getting a good deal of whatever this beer has to offer, flavor-wise. It's definitely not too cold. But it's very light in the body, which is to be expected. In fact, it's not far off from the same experience I tend to get from drinking India Pale, India Session Lager, or India Session Ales, and India Session Lagers and stuff like that, where the body is so light and you're getting hops, but the hops usually aren't great. They're usually not. They need that balance, that malt balance, I find, to really make an IPA sing. And it's no difference on the other end of the scale where the alcohol's still there. I was hoping like the alcohol would bring up the flavor a little bit, but it's really not. Yeah, this is just, you could trick yourself into thinking you're drinking India Session Ale, but you're drinking a full strength IPA, so you're just going to get drunk. But shooting these down real quick, like this is super drinkable, easy to put down. The alcohol's not coming out in the actual drink at all, really. But it's super disappointing. It's just kind of one-dimensional. That bitterness is getting more annoying than refreshing and good. And just that mandarin taste is just kind of like, this might be one of the worst Boxing Rock beers I've had, which is saying, I mean, I can't recall other stuff I've had from Boxing Rock that I didn't like. I'm trying to think. I think I've pretty much liked everything Boxing Rock has made, but this is a bit of an exception, unfortunately. I think cold IPAs is a stupid fucking gimmick. Frankly, I don't. The ones I've had so far, I haven't really enjoyed, and this is no different. I don't think. And of course, I could probably now just go back on my channel and find at least one other cold IPA review where I said, "Oh, this is great," and totally contradict myself. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. No one watches my channel anyway. No matter. Yeah, this isn't good. Style-wise, I guess like a 6, because I mean it kind of does what the style is supposed to be, but it doesn't really do it impressively. And I will say, I kind of wonder if this style can be done impressively or not. I'm holding out hope. But yeah, I'll put it at a 6. And my own personal preference, 5.5. I think that's where I sit it at. I definitely won't be getting this again. Probably slightly weary of someone handing this to me, like, "Here, you want this?" I'd be like, "Do you have like a fucking Coors Light or something there that I can have instead?" Like, it's that unappealing where I'd be like, what kind of just like lawnmower beers or shitty macros do you have sitting in your fridge that you could offer me instead of this, maybe? Because this isn't particularly fun to drink. Yeah, that sucks. It's really disappointing. Boxing Rock Fusion Cold IPA. So I'm going to give it a 6 for style. I'm going to give it a 5.5 for my own personal preference. That might well be the worst Boxing Rock beer I've had. I mean, one of them had to be, right? Apparently. So, yeah. Well, I will be back in a little bit for one more review. Hopefully, I'll like that beer a lot better than this one. But thanks for watching. Cheers. And we'll be back when we're back. Goodbye.